presented you. I was hoping for a shout. Okay, we're moving on to Team. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Team.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nettie Sampson. I am the Business and Strategy Division Head at Amore Homes Limited. And after listening to my co-presenters, I understand that at the top of your challenges is access. And in this room right now, we have access to some of the greatest minds in real estate. Not only do we have access, we have affinity. We are women, so there's a bias already. So we have one leg up. Sorry about that. And with that access, my team has decided that from this conference, we are going to be practical. So we hope to start a cooperative because we have been promised by the person who sat in the very seat I'm sitting in right now, that if we have a cooperative that we've been contributing to, we can actually go to Federal Mortgage and access funds. That's that word again, access, right? So we are going to come together, overcome the hurdles, limitations, and if I'm going to buy from the presentation of our before this presentation, she talked about us coming together with our different capacities, right? And right next to me, I network with somebody who is in the safety department. So we have safety people here, we have realtors here, we have lawyers here, we have design experts here. So we are going to come together, we're going to get land, we are going to start a cooperative, and we're going to invest. And God knows we're going to sell the hell out of that property and then keep some for ourselves. So thank you very much.
Just looking like that. Are you just looking? Please, let's put our hands together for this team lead. Media, we may have to take a photograph, please. Let's take a photograph of our makeshift panelists, please, over this way. Let's take a photograph. Madam Convener, can we have them? Yes, we're going to announce the winner of this contest, but we'll do that after the last presentation. Do we agree? Do we agree? Do we agree? Thank you so much. So pay attention. I'm sure you would get your answers from our final presentation for the day. Team Yellow are already cheering their team. Now I feel like I'm in Team Yellow. Please, can we give it up for this great team leads? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are super amazing. So, our last presentation for the day, while we maintain decorum, I crave your indulgence, will be done by the founder, CEO of Rock Realty Limited, Dr. Ibikon Adebayo. And she'll be speaking on From Commission to Capital, Women Skilling Sales and Building Real Estate Brands. I'm sure she has a personalized topic, but just around this, just so we have an idea. Can we please put our hands together for this great leader, a red gem, a jewel of inestimable value. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about a woman who is here to walk the talk. Thank you so much. The louder we clap, the faster she's here. You know the drill. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. So when I walked into this room, I like to have everybody's attention. If I have 95% of the room, I would have done well. But I would like to have everybody's attention. I'm very particular about realtors in the real estate space because you see, the rule of investment says that if you don't have exit, that is, if I buy this bottle of water and I'm not able to sell it, then I'm a failed investor. What that means is that if we don't have people in this room in the real estate sector, every other person participating in the real estate value chain is a failure. So please put your hands together because you are really the key to success in the industry. Can I have my slides, please? Okay, so I've been asked to talk about moving commission to capital. It was interesting for me because I'm very passionate about women in real estate not only staying in one handle of the real estate value chain, simply because we can play across all. The only problem many times is that we have not expanded our minds enough to understand that the whole value chain is available for us to play in. Interestingly, I was at a program on Friday night, and a lovely young realtor came and gave a testimony. So it was a Christian program. And she said she's a 3-time microwave winner. And that she was so happy because in the next year, after winning 3 microwaves, she won a fully sponsored trip from her sales, and she also won a fantastic SUV. And everybody was happy for her, including me. But I was waiting for one more thing. The question is, what next? Real estate is a heavy investment class. And if you're using real estate, if you are participating in real estate and you're using it as a survival item, you are significantly underusing one of the most effective sources of wealth creation. Do you understand what I just said? Nah. Do we understand what I just said? So real estate is supposed to be one of the biggest ways to build wealth. I didn't start as a realtor, and I think that if I started as a realtor, I would have moved faster. When I wanted to start real estate, I did not have a cover, and I did not even know how to go around real estate marketing. So I started with my brain. I could do real estate advisory. And most marketers in this room, if you school yourself well enough, you can do real estate advisory. So when I started real estate advisory from a place of not having a kobo, I only had my brain. I understood that going on the advisory journey would give me income. That is, when I advise. So we started advising for many companies, such as Brains and Hammers, Cosgrove, all of those on a retainership basis. And it was good income, but I was hungry for more. So I understood that being a real estate advisor was not just going to be for income purposes. I was more hungry than being able to feed myself. I needed more. So I understood that real estate advisory for me was just not advisory, but moving close to the reins of ownership and development. And so I knew I was earning, but I was also in school. So for every woman in this room, if you're doing real estate and you're a realtor, that is, you're a marketer, understand that your journey is not just being a one-man sole marketer who wants to survive, but someone who wants to go up the reins of real estate ownership. Because really, you are only transaction facilitators, and that's beautiful. But the real oil is in the ground, so you need to own the ground. Do we understand what I just said? Okay. So my name is Ibukun Adebayo Thomas. I have my husband here with me. Please, could you give a round of applause? I say it this way, I think I'm the happiest woman on earth because I'm married to a lovely man who supports me from beginning to end. I wore a white shirt today when I was coming, and I was going to come proudly to you, and I would have come to you with a stain on my white shirt. He spotted it. Oh my gosh, there's a stain on your white shirt. So I went back to change. Could you please tell him thank you? Literally took me back home. Okay. So many realtors work extremely hard. Many realtors work significantly. But the problem is that income is usually fragile. Because in everything that you do, if your income is directly linked, good afternoon, ma'am. If your income is directly linked to your blood, your time, your effort, your energy, and your network, you have not succeeded in creating wealth. There was a young lady who went to America to have a baby, phenomenal realtor in this town that many of you will know, was in America for 4.5 months to have a baby. And she said to me, that was the worst time of my life because I couldn't create deals. If you're in that address, then we're about to change that address today. Because we're much more than just what we can earn because I woke up today. You must have engines that go ahead of you and bring you income whether you are there or you're not. And then you must go all the way into real estate ownership and participating in different parts of real estate. The major problem that I have with realtors is that realtors many times focus on just understanding the concept of marketing, but they don't go into the depth of understanding real estate as an investment class. When you understand real estate as an investment class, the hunger to participate in it starts from there. Okay? So let's dive a little deeper. So most times, the realtor, all they do is that they chase listings, they close their deals, they have deal-to-deal survival, and some of them actually go from survival to comfort. So they can go on holidays, they can drive decent cars, then they stop there. Now, let me tell you something. If I wanted to go to the bank today to start a real estate project, so if I walked into any of the commercial banks you know today, the first thing the man wants to know is that, do you have buyers? So if I'm going to get funding for any project as a developer today, there's only one thing the bank wants to know: the quality of my buyers. Who holds those buyers, me or you in this room? Who does? So you actually hold the power to my unlocking finance and unlocking any transaction. So the reason you're not participating in that value chain is that you don't understand the power that you hold. And there's so many ways to unlock that power. The first of it that many people are not looking to is that many real estate agents that I see, they are chasing one-to-one deals because they've not taken time to understand so many things like business-to-business deals. For example, when we do mortgage sessions, many realtors don't even know the depths of mortgages and how it works. Meanwhile, if you walk into a Chevron, for example, what you can sell to them as a bulk deal that they will run after you is mortgages. So you need to educate yourself. So let me not go ahead of myself. You need to think about the fact that, can I have my next slide, please? You need to think about the fact that your journey is starting from being a real estate. Do you know any company outside this country or in this country that has gone from real estate marketing to building a full brokerage firm to becoming a development firm? Anybody? What company? Thank you. Come and tell us about them. Do you know the owner? Come. Please, come and tell us. Anybody knows any other? No, Brains and Manners was never a marketing company. They've always been development. I mean, it was one man realtor, became a brokerage firm, started doing development. Please come. Capital City. They're developers now. How did they start?
I was a student in University of Port Harcourt when they started giving their flyers. They started with lands around Borokiri. They were just marketing. Then before you know it, yes, I noticed that because I have certain investments with them currently. So within 5 years, I noticed that they now own a lot of estates, not just in Port Harcourt. They even moved to other states. And they have a lot, even in Ibadan currently. And now they started even doing something called land banking. I don't know how many of you know about land banking. You give a certain amount of money, and after so and so time, they give you, and their interest rate is very, very good.
So she says Capital City used to market other people's lands before. Is that it? Then suddenly she finds that they themselves now have lands, and that, you know what? The owner of the land has only one power: the fact that he can sell it. He sells it through realtors. So one day, Capital City would have woken up and said, if we are the ones that unlock the value, why can't we have value across the value chain? Many times we think that capital is the problem, but capital is really not the problem in real estate transactions. It's usually exit. So if you have exit, you can have discussions. So for example, I'll give you examples of land and a few people that have gone into land ownership. People have large plots of land. that they are putting in the market. And people have gone to them to say, you know what, I know you have these large plots of land, but I have 1, 2, 3 companies, and the problem is that we are still doing one-to-one transactions. So it's only me. When I go to her, and she has a lot of land, and I can tell you that I have about a group, I have formed a brokerage firm that has this brand, and I have this number of people around me that I know that we can unlock 50 to 100 units per every 2 months. We can unlock 50 units of this plot. It's not just me. Your ability to negotiate land that say, you know what, give me a quarter of this land, it will be branded in my company name. Can we have less movements? I'm quite sensitive to movements and all. Less movements would help. Okay, so you need to move this journey for you to leave the whole real estate marketer platform. Because real estate marketers are not supposed to be hustlers. You are in a premium industry. You need to go on to becoming a professional broker. What does that mean? I feel very strongly that if I was in the real estate marketing space, I would be looking to build a formidable real estate brokerage firm. I feel that that space is very green. That is, I feel it is untapped. I do not know today a very strong real estate brand. So how many of us know CBRE? Keller Williams? Okay, so we can't be real estate marketers and we don't know those who have done well in that space. So please write CBRE. You go and study them. You will study Keller Williams. Do you know that I'm not a real estate marketer, but I go on Netflix and I watch so many series. How many of us watch real estate marketing series? Thank you. Watch them. So you would see many of those companies that have become, when people want to do projects, developers come to have meeting with them. They don't go and have meeting with developers. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because the power lies in your hand. The problem is that you are still thinking that I want to sell real estate to survive. No. What you actually want to do is to go from, you can start from being an individual agent. But you know that what you want to do is to go on to build power in that space. And how to build power in that space, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible, is to literally decide that you are building a company. See, there's nothing that you keep doing as a one man that can expand into wealth building. So you go into, how do they build brokerage firms? How do I go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4? Such that even if I'm not selling, my teams are selling. So you need to learn it in the US, in the UK, in many other places in the world, in Dubai. There are networks that have been built such that they are stronger than developer voices. Developers are looking for them. Someone said we have formed a cooperative. I thought that was very powerful. Please give that team a hand clap. Have you, as a set of realtors, have you ever come together to say that, you know what, there are 4 or 5 of us, I may not be able to buy this plot of land, but from my commission and 4 of us, we will come together and buy one of these lands that we are selling, knowing that in 5 years' time, this land will be 5 times its value. The problem is that you are thinking of your commission, but you are not thinking of wealth building. Africa is entering a very heavy wave of urbanization. The question won't be how many people sold how many units. It will be how many people own the units on that street and that street and that street. Will your name be there, or your name will just be in the transactional documents? And the only way to transit into it is, see, there's so many things that you need to think about. Instead of thinking about being a seller, start thinking about being an investor. The advantage that you have is that you are in the industry and you have visibility into so many things. You know the lands that are going to appreciate fast. You know the distressed sales. You know the people looking for JV. And if you're a realtor, start thinking about, if you have a JV opportunity, you negotiate that JV for yourself. Because if you have that will buy, you will get someone to finance. Do you understand? So you need to start thinking away from being, instead of saying, how much commission am I earning on this deal? Start thinking, how much of this deal can I have through my commissions, through discussions, and all of that. Then market intelligence. I strongly feel that, madam, I strongly feel that something that you need to think about very strongly is organizing master classes that not just teach people to sell, but teach people about the details of real estate as an investment, about the mortgage space, about them taking advantage of low-level opportunities, coming together in things like cooperatives. Because if we continue to chase the number of realtors, the number of people that become realtors every day, sometimes may overwhelm the number of people that are available to buy the properties. So you're all jabbed a simple market. When I say available to buy the properties, that is, they are willing and able. So there's a tiny flow of people who are willing and able. When you all keep jabbing at them and you're not creating more solutions that can increase that bracket of willing and able, you have things like, I've not sold for 3 months. And remember, the real estate industry is not poor. If you're operating in that industry and you're poor, something is not right. That is, you're not wealthy, because it's a wealthy space. Okay? So look at opportunities like distressed properties, underpriced properties, come together as groups, buy. If 5 of you come together and buy a property, even if it's a property that you're going to build two bungalows on, 2 flats on, start that process. You have the ability to sell. Okay? Use commission as your investment capital. One very interesting story. My account officer, my former account officer, who is no more in this country, she said to me, we're doing a transaction, and she said to me that, that she wanted to buy a unit, and what she could qualify for at the time in that unit was a 2-bed apartment. And she was even struggling to put up her equity. She was going to do mortgage. And then she walks up to me. She says, I can get you about 3 or 4 people. If I get you 3 or 4 people to buy, would you upgrade me to a 3-bed? And I said, yeah, sure. And we negotiated. She didn't move to a 3-bed. She moved to a 4-bed. And she didn't move to a 4-bed only. She didn't have to pay equity. She only did her mortgage. So your deals, start to think not just seller, but start to say, you know what, I have a team of friends that we can, or I've built my firm, which is where I need you to go. I have built my firm. Let me tell you, I'll be like, what's building firm? Can I just make money and just make small money? Can you come off that horse and move to, I'm talking really well. It doesn't matter where you start from. And there are stories upon stories upon stories of people who started with me. When I was coming here, my husband said to me, just tell your story. I started with no 0 naira, nothing in the bag. But I started understanding the concept of using mental power. You have marketing power to translate it into starting from ground 0, then to 1, then to 2. Then you start talking in billions. So, but it's a mindset thing. If your mindset stays in, let me just sell, let me just rent, let me just do it, you will not be able to come out of that space. And you need to be thirsty, be hungry. When I want to talk to women about building wealth through real estate, through so many things, I literally want to, first of all, make them hungry. Because most times the problem is that the men are hungry, but the women are not so hungry. And I struggle with women not being hungry because I am very hungry. We need to think a little beyond what it is. So, can I have my slides, please? Why do I need, next slide. Maybe I need to say to you, why do women need to win? Next slide. When the houses are built in those places that you are selling land on the outskirts of Abuja now, will your name be on any one of them? Next slide, please. Will your name be on any one of them? This is, for me, a slide that I carry around anytime I talk about wealth to women, and I call it the power mindset. Focus on being rich and be completely unapologetic about it. Like, I really want to be super wealthy and super rich. And there's so many reasons that I want to be. First of all, I live only once and I want it to be a good life. And only you can make you rich, with God's help, of course. But only you can make you rich. When you are rich, your relationship decisions, and I will go there, they are very parallel. They are parallel to your feeding they are parallel to your money decisions. That is, if you are in a bad relationship and you stay there, it's not because of money. If you are in a good relationship and you stay there, it's not because of money. That is, I can make my relationship decisions parallel to financial considerations. Are you listening to me? Be hard on yourself. Don't give yourself any excuses. Don't say that I came from a humble background. Me that I've not even sold one property. They're telling me about brokerage firm. Can we talk about how to sell half a property? No. Give yourself no excuses because there are none. Excuses are always valid, but they don't take you anywhere. So whether they are valid or not, I don't want them. Live your best life. Be completely unapologetic. When I was pregnant for my last child was when I was starting real estate advisory. A man said to me, I better go and have your baby first before you talk about transaction. And I said to him, pregnancy is not a disease. The fact that I'm pregnant does not mean that I cannot have a transaction going on. Men, especially in the marketplace, they want to, my husband is not one of them, but they're happy to make us feel a little smaller than we are. Especially realtors, to when they're dealing with men who own development companies. You beg for your commission. And I say, why? Why do I have to beg for my commission? But you know why? Because you have not shown value. You have value. He knows you have value, but you don't realize how much value. So your work is not full of value. Next slide, please. You have to see yourself as very powerful in your negotiation. Your negotiation must be speaking leadership and must be speaking solutions. Ambition cannot be apologized for. Think very big. So we're going to have a little moment now. Go to the next slide, please. And I like to do this. So please do me a favor. Is anybody thinking small here? Anybody thinking small? Okay. So do me a favor. I like to do this. I say, imagine yourself 5 years ahead. So there's a lady, there's a lot of dollars flying around. You know, she has a computer. She looks like someone, I put her picture there because she looks like someone who runs a massive brokerage firm. That they are coming to have meeting. We have to say, we want to open one new project. So how will you people help us? Then that's a lady who looks like she's leading a real estate firm, okay? So imagine yourself 5 years ahead from where you are now, owning not much or nothing. What do you want to own? Do a real exercise or imagine it. What assets do you own? In the estates that I live right now, I used to live in a 2-bedroom apartment at the time. I was divorced at the time. I'm a fresh bride, by the way. Okay, so, yeah. So at the time, I was divorced. I had 3 children, a nanny, a house help, and my mom. And all of us were living in a 2-bedroom apartment. And then we got a quit notice. And so it was really bad. But in that same estate today, I own a 5-bedroom duplex, and it's massive and beautiful. It was just a few years down the line. So when I say close your eyes and say, what assets do you want to own? There are no limitations there. And that's not the only property that I own today. I have 2 estates in construction today, actually 2.5. And we keep doing that. So what I'm saying is that there are no limits. So when I say, what assets do you want to own? I did not say you want to own 200 square meters of land. In fact, that's too small for 5 years, man. That's for May of this year. Somebody shout hallelujah. What assets do you own? What kind of company have you built? If you want to be a one man, after 2 years, she will not be happy that she organized this conference for you. What enterprise have you built? What army of people have you built that work whether you are there or not, and they get value as you also get value? Who are you motivating? Who's looking at you and say, oh, I knew her 2 years ago. See what she has done. And because of her journey, I'm convinced that I can do more. One of my major whys that I am hungry to succeed. I play in two sectors, the hospitality sector and the real estate sector. So the real estate sector is Rock Realty. The hospitality sector is Today's Booker Express, and all of that. Now, let me tell you what, one of my major whys that when I look at the things that I do, I want to succeed is I want the girl coming from behind me to say, if IBK can do it, then I can do it. So who are you motivating? What courses are you sponsoring? And that's a big why. Who are you sending to school because you made it? Whose lives are you changing because you made it? In 5 years, then who do you look like or better than? So I have a few people that I want to look like or better than in certain years. One of those is Ibukun Awosika. And so my mentor, Tara Durotoye, is her own mentee. So I was also careful in choosing who my accountable mentor is. She is the accountable. So what I'm saying is that we're deliberate about life. You know why? If you don't know what you are racing towards, you don't know if you are walking slow or you are walking fast. Do you get it? Do you get it? Snap that thing and go and do the assignment. Next slide, please. Goals and targets. Define your sales targets. And that's what we do most times. I want to sell 5 units in 3 months. And that's beautiful because you see, goals are in 3 levels: survival, comfort, and legacy. If you have not eaten now, all these things I'm saying is like, can we eat first? Right? So survival goals are great, but if you stop at that, you'll be shooting yourself in the foot. I say something. If all you give your children is education, you have not done well. You need to give them a model of greatness. So that greatness will be like water. That is, they understand that it's not possible for them not to be great to greatness. So even if you didn't want to do well for yourself, do well for the ones that you are going to birth or you have birthed. So comfort goals are great. So define your sales targets. That's great. Survival, comfort, all of those things. But as you are doing that, understand that your sales targets are an engine to build a brand. So what brand do you represent? That is, you are a realtor. Thank you very much. My company is MKK & Co. That's also okay. But who knows MKK & Co? What is MKK & Co capable of doing? Who is running after you? So you will study. Now, don't think small. I'm trying to yank. I'm saying, don't think small. Build a brand. So you will go and study brands, be drinking brands, go and do YouTube, go and do Netflix. Instead of spending time watching movie, I said that if you spend more time watching other people on social media or Netflix and other than you are spending more time creating the way you will be watched, you are creating a problem for your life. Don't watch people more than spending time. Watch is good. There's a lot of information there. But just gauge your time. Say that if I'm watching people more, that I'm creating myself to be watched, there's a problem. So it also determines the kinds of things you spend all of your time on. So if you're a realtor, by now, you should know all the major realtor companies in the US, in the UK, places where realtorship has worked. And many of them have understood that it's not only from asset ownership that they can make money. They also understand that with real estate, they can make money from the media. So they now have series everywhere, and they make a lot of money from the media. I've seen this some young boy now, and a few other people who are making a lot of money from YouTube. They have stopped selling like you. They are advertising on YouTube, but the kid, you knows that boy I'm talking about. He's now interviewing people with nice houses on YouTube. He's making a lot of money. There are channels everywhere. The only thing you need to do that thing he has done and built is one small microphone that you will pin to your person and ability to move with your legs and open a YouTube account. The problem is that you need to think deep. What are the avenues available? So build a brand. My slides, please. Build a brand. The slides before this one, I wasn't done, please. Convert your commissions into ownership. Always think that way. So as you are setting your sales targets, set your brand building targets, set your asset acquisition targets, and also convert your commissions into ownership, right? Don't let anyone make you feel small. And please don't sell your body, my dear ladies. Don't sell your... Take the focus away from your body to your value. You know, there's this thing about thinking that realtors always want to sell their body. The girls, the ladies. If I want to say you're a realtor, they body zone you. How many minutes more? Oh, okay, let's go to the next one. I need to hurry because I have only 2 minutes. I thought I had 30. Okay. So convert your commissions into assets, position close to developers, have discussion with developers, build your personal brand, understand investment economics and mortgages. Please build a real estate enterprise. My next slide. So now we need to move quickly on this. I need to talk about something. Go on. Next slide. So think about land banking. Somebody else talked about that. The wealth ladder. So developers create assets. Realtors distribute the assets. Investors own them. But guess what? You can play anywhere. So many times we think you can only go from being a realtor to a developer. But we'll see a few other companies and what they've done. Go to the next slide, please. Cities are expanding. Make sure that you participate in ownership. Go on. This I want to talk about. Now, a wealth move is a drive towards you that already exists. So if a wealthy you in your mind does not exist, there's no way you can become wealthy. That is, if you always think you're small, you can never become wealthy. So it's a drive towards you. That you exists, and that mindset is called a wealth mindset. So if there's anything you take away from here, is to understand that I play in a wealthy space, and I intend to be wealthy. Once you start thinking like that, things will open up in your mind. Is that clear? So I only need to drive towards me because I'm not me yet, but I know me. I recognize me from afar. So once I know who I am, I can throttle towards me. Your ideas begin to open up. You must know yourself, and everything begins to fit into becoming who you really are. Go to the next slide, please. It's a birth process, and I put that lady walking on water. You're going to give me 2 minutes. You're going to give me 2 minutes. So do it for the girls coming from behind. You need to birth it. If there's anything I'll leave with you here. Next slide. You need to birth that process. It's not going to be easy, but guess what? Many people go into the next phase, not sure was there, but they take the next step all the same. So go from CBRE Group, very good example. They were a brokerage firm. They used to do brokerage. Now they do investment management, asset management, property management, development services. Those of you that do rentals, have you ever thought of property management? Do you know it doesn't take much for you to start to do facilities management? And there's a lot of money in there. There's so many handles. All you need to do is open up your mind. Go to my last slide, please. Final charge. You can do anything. Don't just sell property. Prepare for a bigger and wealthier you. Once you have owned the brokerage space, you can own anything along the real estate value chain. And I truly wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Are you just looking like that? I must commend you, ma'am, for such an interactive slide. Thank you so much. Was I the only one who noticed that her slide was just speaking for itself? And then her presentation was very inspiring and motivating. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm sure we're leaving today with that drive, with the energy to become the best version of ourselves. We will be taking our group photograph now. I crave your indulgence. But before then, I have a very important announcement to make. I am interested in the cooperative. Raise your hand. African Women in Housing and Construction Cooperative. Thank you. You're not interested? Oh, great. Okay. So at least we have more than, we have more than half the quadrilateral, almost all the population except for just 10%. Thank you so much. So there is a good news. The convener, first of all, we need to thank Women in Housing and Construction Network. That is the organization responsible for the Africa Women in Housing and Construction Conference and Business Expo. And the founder of the Women in Housing and Construction Network is none other than the housing diva, Mrs. Flora Annie. Please celebrate her, celebrate her, celebrate her. So I leaped for joy when she told me that tomorrow we're going to register everyone interested in the African Women in Housing and Construction Cooperative. Are you just looking like that? Your excitement is not as visible as mine. I'm literally over the roof, yeah? So, yes, question. Sorry, we can't do question right now. Sorry. Okay, so for the team yellow, team red, and team blue, please celebrate yourselves once again. So we have the gift for the winners. However, a little birdie told me that it would be great to announce the winner tomorrow. By the time we're here, and also we have the growth masterclass, Realtor Growth Masterclass continues tomorrow. And tomorrow, let me tell you why you should be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is not just about the masterclass, but tomorrow is about creating structure, wealth, legacy, and ownership. You see, tomorrow, aside creating the AWHC cooperative, we're going to have your names registered and added to a WhatsApp group. So invariably, you are now a stakeholder, official stakeholder of the Africa Women in Housing and Construction Conference. I was hoping you would celebrate yourselves. I was hoping you would celebrate. That hands can be bigger and better. We're talking about you, the wealthy you. So please make out time to be here early tomorrow. It's important that we're here and we're going to commence at 9 a.m. tomorrow. 9:30 as a matter of fact. However, at 9 exhibitions are up. We can network. We can actually connect with each other. So I crave our indulgence to kindly come up stage. Our speakers, can we please come up stage for a group photograph? Can we have our speakers up stage? And Madam Convener, please up stage. Crave your indulgence. Everyone on the front row, please. Do we have representative of the Women's Society? Please, can you please come up stage as well? Thank you so much. Madam Convener, you too. Dr. Adebayo, can we please have you? We would also be glad to have Dr. Bode Thomas as well join your lovely wife on stage. Yes, please. We can imagine if you had not seen that stain on the white shirt. Thank you, sir. Yes, please. Can we? Madam Convener at the middle, please. Yes. Are you just looking like that? Africa Women in Housing and Construction. Thank you. So can we have all the audience, please come join us. I'm sure you want to frame this photograph. Please come forward. Let's just have you here, please. All the audience. You see, picture tells 1,000 stories. In the next 10 years, when we start selling the ticket for Africa Women in Housing and Construction, that's the one we'll be having in New York. When we start selling it for 1 billion, I'm sure you'd say I was part of the maiden edition. So please, come and be part of this history. We're making history here. Hello, what about us over there? Please join this photograph, please. Oh, the he for she. I'm particularly excited about you for standing. Please, can we join the photograph? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So the speakers up, and then the audience should join us here. Also the VIPs, chairpersons of professional bodies, chairpersons of professional bodies, kindly join us. Is Madam Convener at the middle? Okay. Sorry, she should be here. Sorry, ma'am. She may have to come here. This is the middle. Yes. Thank you.